Hello, everyone. You are live with Jonathan Maness, CEO of Maness Veteran Medical. And as you know, here at Maness Veteran Medical, our number one priority is bringing the top quality products that we can in the world to our nation's veterans and DoD service members. And today, I am so very thankful that the CEO of Healthyr is here with us, Miss Stacy Finster. Hello,
Hi.
Stacy.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for having me this afternoon.
Thank you so much for being here. And, Maness Veteran Medical, we strive to bring these types of products to the VA and to the DoD. And today we would love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company and how things are going over there at Healthyr.
Absolutely. Well, Jonathan, I come with a background of 27 years of experience in healthcare. So I've been able to see a lot of ups and downs and me personally, right? I've experienced my own challenges in navigating healthcare, which is, really why we all came together. And we have a very unique story about how our team came together. My team always makes fun of me because I always say, gosh, we've been drinking out of both ends of a fire hose, and that's an understatement. And they're like, Stacy, how do you drink out of both ends of a fire hose? But let me tell you, we've been doing it, right? So we came together, it was just in May of 2022. And it was at that time that we identified our problem that we wanted to solve. We mapped out our solution, built the solution, we built the tech, and then just in November launched to 116 million members at Costco. And I'm sure that makes you raise your eyebrows and you're like, wow, that's an amazing accomplishment, right? Like, I think we're officially just under a year old and have had many accomplishments. But the reason we came together, Jonathan, is because, healthcare is broken. And so I'm a little bit older than you and been around in healthcare, and it's been broken for as long as I can remember. We look right now that 71% of Americans want to take better care of their health. And 68% say it's just too hard, right? We're kind of faced right now with 1 in 5 Americans don't have a doctor. 1 in 5 Americans haven't been to the doctor in the last 5 years. Almost 50% of Americans are putting off the recommended annual diagnostic screening that's supposed to be done. And this might even blow your mind, right? So 45% of Americans don't have access to public transportation. If you don't have access to public transportation, then how are you able to receive care? And this is compounded even further when you look at, deductibles are increasing, right? I've talked to many of individuals that have $7,000 and $10,000 deductibles. We look at, co-pays that are increasing. It's getting harder and harder to get prior authorizations, right, established. We talk about health equity, and that is so near and dear to my heart. I don't think it's the same as what it was, 5-6 years ago. It's not just one, portion of the population, right? I think that health equity anymore is about, John, who works at Ford and has Mary, who's his wife, as a school teacher, right? And maybe they have 2 or 3 kids. And by the time that you're paying your mortgage and paying all your expenses and paying for your childcare, is John really going to take off work from Ford in this time and pay, right, to go get his annual cardiovascular screening or diabetes screening? Or is he going to pay for Tommy to do traveling T-ball? I mean, let's be honest, we're all parents. I've got 5 kids, right?
Yeah, you're having to make some difficult choices.
Choices, right, for healthcare. And even me, like, I know that I would give to my kids before I take care of myself. We look at sort of what's going on in America. We're spending $4.3 trillion on healthcare, right? 75% of that is being driven by chronic diseases, which, by the way, could be impeded, reversed, or even delayed with just some easy steps, right? So we're talking about early diagnosis, so important, actionable insights, actionable interventions, affordable and accessible care. Like, it's pretty easy when you think about it.
And Healthyr has come up with that solution, correct? What are some of the things that Healthyr has brought to the forefront here?
Absolutely. So what we've been able to do to address, what's broken is we're able to provide 75% of what LabCorp and Quest can provide in the comfort of your own home, right? So you never even have to get up off of your couch for that early diagnosis, that early screening. We provide access to same day, in-person or virtual primary care, 80 different specialties, including mental health, right, for as low as $15 per visit. We give access to, we all know that the barriers to care can be the rising cost of prescription drugs. And so we give access to 1,000 of the most commonly prescribed medications sent directly to your door. And let's just say you have an urgent medication need, right? So maybe you need a Z-Pak or another antibiotic. And we have 70,000 participating pharmacies that are in our network. And so for $15 a month, you're getting 5 shipments per year, unlimited number of prescriptions. We're partnering with companies such as Confluent Health, and Confluent Health is a national physical therapy provider, right? And we're going to be able to offer same-day virtual and in-person affordable and accessible physical therapy. We're going to be offering balanced and healthy meals sent directly to your door. Our goal truly is to make healthcare easy, right? We want to close gaps in care. We want to meet the patient where they are, right? So there's no more pain points, right, in navigating healthcare.
And luckily, you partnered with Maness Veteran Medical to be your SDVOSB for the VA and the DoD. And the reason why I'm excited about this is we all know how difficult it is, being veterans, to get to our appointments, to get into the VA. They're backed up 6 months. Now, with Healthyr and Stacy's help, we're going to be able to stay on top of our health care, at least get our pre-screenings done and our checks, our important checks done. And the VA will be able to know what's going on with us. It's going to be an outstanding partnership.
Absolutely. I have a personal story. So my brother is an Army veteran. He did 2 tours in Iraq. And I can tell you that his biggest pain point since being discharged from the Army has been navigating his healthcare. He tried to get an appointment just last month, and it was months out before he could actually get in to be seen. And it's been an ongoing frustration of his, especially from a mental health component. He's left in civilian world trying to get mental health appointments, and it can take anywhere from 4 to 6 months if you're not an established patient. I myself, even though that I've had 27 years in healthcare, I had an experience a few weeks ago that, even myself, and not being in my brother's shoes, right, and trying to navigate healthcare, I actually have, because I have a rare autoimmune disorder, I have 2 concierge physicians, and I'm sure your audience knows what a concierge physician is, which means I pay for them whether I use them or not. And I called them up to try to get in because I had a swollen lymph node and it was causing some swelling and pain with some of my facial nerves. And they said it was going to be 5 to 7 days before they could work me in. And after my head stopped spinning around, because I pay for this service whether I use it or not, I was instructed to, if it was that bad, to go to the emergency room. And of course, I'm like, I'm not going to the emergency room for a swollen lymph node. It then took, I went to an urgent care center to where I waited for 3 hours, right, to be seen by a clinician who took very little time with me. Basically told me they weren't sure what was going on, but they were going to prescribe me a corticosteroid, to which I went to my local pharmacy in my suburb where I live. And there was an hour wait time because there was a line from the pharmacy counter to the front registers. And by the time I got to the counter, I was told, "We're so sorry, Ms. Finster. We are short-staffed. We only have 1 pharmacist and 1 tech. It's going to be till tomorrow until we can fill your prescription." Now, you got to keep in mind, I spent about 7.5 hours trying to navigate my own healthcare journey. I can't imagine what it would be like for somebody that didn't have the experience that I had.
It's absolutely amazing right now. I mean, people at the VA, we have to wait sometimes 6 to 12 hours to get our medication after we've spent all day there seeing the doctors and going through our primary care. So it is a hurdle no matter where you're at. And I know that you're bringing a solution for that. I've seen you everywhere. Healthyr is everywhere. You've been on Fox News. You're out there and about amongst the people, and you're doing good things for people. Tell us how your journey has been. How has this whirlwind of a year been for you?
I mean, like I said, drinking out of both ends of a fire hose would be an understatement. So we're experiencing significant growth. What's been most amazing for me is that traditionally, I think that sort of what's wrong in the marketplace, there's so many amazing digital health solutions, testing solutions in the market, but everything is very siloed, right? Which makes it very difficult. We like to refer to these as point solutions for the average patient to be able to navigate. You got to know where to go, what you're looking for. You have to create so many different logins, navigate different web pages, right? And for us, I wanted to be able to be an aggregator, a front door, right, to really make healthcare easier. And so it's been amazing that the partners that we've pulled in along, with the Healthyr services, that everybody wants to work together for the common good of the patient. Like we're all in it, right? To really revolutionize the way that healthcare is delivered, to make it easy for the patient, right, and to impact patient outcomes.
Let's get down a little bit to the actual solutions that you have. What are some of the tests that you're bringing out to market right now that are ready to go?
Right. Yeah. So we've got 11 at-home screening tests available. Everything from prediabetes to CKD to thyroid to sexual health to cardiovascular to comprehensive wellness. And my hope is that by the end of the year, we'll at least be doubling those number of tests before we get to fourth quarter in 2023.
And through some of the videos that's been put out, basically these tests come in, you prick your finger and you send it back, and then the results come back to you directly, correct?
That is correct. It's a very easy process that you can do at home. Takes maybe 4 or 5 minutes to do the process. You can send it through the mail. It comes with a prepackaged label, so there's no additional cost to the patient. As soon as it gets delivered at the lab, which is a CLIA certified CAP accredited lab for dry blood spot technology, results are delivered within 24 to 36 hours. It's wonderful because patients have the opportunity to download their PDF of the results, and they can securely share that with their physician. We also have the ability to integrate across multiple EMRs for sharing of information. So lots of ways to keep, if you already have an established provider, in the loop as to what's going on.
To all my VAs out there, to all DoD ship facilities, we want to work with you. We want to make sure that our sailors, that our veterans, everybody is taken care of and under control. If you're on a deployment and you don't have a lab where you are, this could be a solution for you. We are here to help you with all these different types of solutions. That is for sure.
For sure. I mean, Jonathan, something I think that we should think about, even, your VA customers is, I'd like to take a minute and just talk about diabetes, right? And how that's impacting. So, right now, 1 in 3 of us are walking around pre-diabetic, right? And having pre-diabetes is an asymptomatic stage. So you don't have any symptoms, just like when you had asymptomatic COVID. You could be 3 to 5 years with absolutely no symptoms and then just end up, right, as type 2. Once you are type 2 diabetic, you are always going to be type 2. Now, you can be controlled and you can be on medication, right? Make lifestyle changes. What's further is 30% of those patients have CKD, chronic kidney disease, right? And so of those patients, again, asymptomatic, you'll have no symptoms without annual screening as to what's going on. Of those, 30% of those patients are ending up in our nation's emergency rooms in end-stage renal disease, not knowing that they were in end-stage renal disease, and they're being referred to dialysis. It is imperative that we provide annual screening to everyone, right? The way that I look at it, it may be kind of silly, but I look at how we were founded as a country. And one of the rights that we were given was we have the right to life, right? How do you have the right to life without having the right to access health, to having good health care, right? Everyone is entitled to that. And we're entitled to have the opportunity to make a difference in our healthcare journey so we can live longer, happier lives with our families.
Yes, and all of us veterans, we're told at the VA over 65% of us veterans have diabetes. Okay, it's a major problem, and we need to help the veterans find out as early as possible, especially the younger batch of veterans that are there now. They're not paying attention to it. I know they're paying attention to other things, and the diabetes is a real problem. So I am so thankful to have a solution for them.
And you think about that. I mean, so again, everyone over the age of 35 is supposed to be screened for prediabetes. And you talk about the younger generation, right? So even those that are in their teens into their 20s, late 20s. I mean, there is a tsunami of metabolic syndrome that is getting ready to rear its ugly head. And that's, that is what is at the foundation, right, of what's going on with this pre-diabetic and diabetes epidemic that we have going on in the United States. In addition, we look at, I believe it was JAMA that just released, that even if you had an asymptomatic case of COVID, it would lead to a 65% increased chance to developing type 2 diabetes. Like it needs to be imperative that we're screening. We think about cardiovascular disease, right? Every 34 seconds, someone dies in the United States from cardiovascular complications. Everyone over the age of 20 is supposed to be screened. This is a very cost-effective way to be able to screen large numbers of individuals, of patients, right? To give them the ability to be able to do this in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to take time off of work. You don't have to make that lab appointment. You don't have to take, 2 hours driving back and forth to the lab or waiting in the waiting room. And then in addition to that, we're providing services that help to close gaps in care. If you can't get in to see a physician in person, we can give you same-day care. If your biomarkers are out of range, you are able to get affordable, accessible same-day care from a physician, to be able to move forward in your care journey.
Stacy, you are truthfully a pioneer here with Healthyr and what you're doing. I can see it. I want you to talk a little bit about this point, though. Talk about where you see the future and all this evolving to. Where do you see this going?
The bottom line and what our goal is, right, is to impact as many patient lives as possible, to really make an impact on positive health outcomes. And where I see this going is that it empowers individuals, right, to take charge of their health journey. It's interesting. You think about when you drive your car, right, that a check engine light goes off when something's wrong. For us, we don't have that happen until something happens catastrophic that sends us to the hospital, that sends us to the doctor, right? And so by giving access not only to early diagnosis, right, but actionable insights, what's going on in my body, giving access to actionable interventions, whether it's having access to fresh meals, having access to physical therapy, having access to, affordable prescription drugs, that we're taking away the barriers of care, right? So individuals then can be empowered to take care of their health and reverse what's going on inside of their body to have positive health outcomes.
We got to get on top of it, don't we, Stacy, and take care of it ourselves and watch out for our bodies. We really do need to look at this vehicle and understand that we got to maintain this vehicle so we can live as long and as healthy as we possibly can.
Amen.
Well, Stacy, I always give my guests the last word. Any last final thoughts that you'd like to put out here to the people?
Just if you want to learn more about Healthyr, you can visit us at behealthier.com.
Thank you so much for your time today. I greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Have a good day. So everyone, that's Stacy Finster, CEO of Healthyr. And look, this is a beautiful partnership. It makes me so happy every single day to be striving so hard for our nation's veterans, bringing these top quality products. No more of the days where we're going to wait 5 years to bring the highest quality products to our veterans. We are doing it right now. That's what I've been doing since the inception of Maness Veteran Medical. And I truthfully love all of my fellow veterans, my service members that are on active duty. I am here for you. The One Leg Bandit is here for you. Maness Veteran Medical is here for you. And Healthyr is here for you. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll come back to you next week. Have a good day.